Hello, it's me, your dad. Nah. Yeah, this is episode number 7. So, again, I'm recording in my house because we're not even allowed to go anywhere. Well, we are. We can go to the supermarket and you can go to Bunnings as long as you don't get out of your car. And then you just click and collect, which would be a fucking shit show if you worked at Bunnings because Bunnings is so large. It's the largest place ever in the world. And so I don't even know. Like I was saying, I had a friend and he worked at Bunnings, but not really. Well, he did. He used to go to had to drive around Bunnings and he'd have to look at their stock levels and then go, oh yeah, okay. You need some of this, and then you order the stock, which look, man, I don't even know how the fuck that guy did that because if you go into Bunnings, they have everything in there. They have everything. There's nothing they don't have. They have freaking, you can just go in there and be like, okay. So once I bought a pair of speakers from Kogan, recently, which fucking Kogan, fuck Kogan. They're just fucked. But they're good, but they're fucked. But then I was looking around prices of these speakers and Bunnings had those same speakers. And that's the first time I looked at it because I looked up and it was like Big W this much. No, sorry. It was Officeworks this much. And then it was like Kmart. No, not Kmart. Officeworks this much. And then it was like Dick Smith. And then it was like Kogan where I bought them from. And then it was like Bunnings. And I was like, fuck. Bunnings have the Pioneer speakers that I bought. So
for real?
That's when I officially... Yeah, they did. They had them. And I was like, and they were the same price. It wasn't, I would have been so annoyed if they weren't. They were cheaper. I would have been like, oh, fuck off. Because this is the thing. Because I always joke about Bunnings having everything and stuff. And they do. They have everything. You can go in there and, like I said in previous episodes, you go in there to get a hammer and you walk out with a fucking cat pole. But which is great. Because, you go in there and I bought a rug from there, which was good. I think it's a general rule. I don't know, Lance, if you agree with me, but if you go to Bunnings, no matter what you're after, you have to also buy one succulent plant. Always. You have to. You can't not.
We actually bought 2 last week, I think.
Yeah. See, if you go, you have to. You can't not have the succulent plant. But yeah, it's good. And then, but Kogan because I think Bunnings will do what Kogan are doing. So Kogan are because Kogan is sick. But they're just fucking annoying because they're great and I love them and stuff, but their delivery times are atrocious as. But that's because everybody flogs the shit out of them. And then if you email them, because I bought something and I was like, oh, and 24 hours later I was like, I don't know if I want that anymore. They don't actually allow returns, really. They can in some circumstances, but not very much. And so they just are basically, they were like, no, we can't return that. And the reason why is because everything's highly automated. And they have 1 million warehouses, and they just fucking can't reverse the process afterwards. And I said to them, oh, but please, I was talking to a person. I was like, please let me refund these. It's only been 24 hours. And then she's like, no, sorry, please see below. And just sent me the same email again. I was like, okay, well, they just don't care. But that's the thing. Being in the customer service team of Kogan would be you'd just be abused all the time because COVID's obviously screwed everything up for everyone. And then here's the thing about being in Melbourne because obviously Lance, you and I are both you're from Brisbane, but you're from Tasmania, really, sort of, and I am from Tasmania. But every time I talk to people from Tassie now, they're like, yeah, everything's back open and it's good and that's great. I'm jealous of that. But at one point here, because did your water was contaminated, Lance, for a few days? Or whatever?
In Melbourne?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh, well, Yarra Valley Water sent text messages to everyone saying, hey, because of the wind, there was all that huge wind going.
Oh.
There was heaps of wind, the real windy days that was going, that basically the water potentially could have been contaminated because there was some damage to one of the things. So don't drink the water. So,
yeah.
So we had to start boiling our water and stuff. And of course, because we live in Melbourne, of course, all the water was gone in the shopping centres. As soon as they said it, like there's just Melbourne. I was like, there's no way there's going to be any water in the shopping centres. Look, went on Facebook, people putting up photos of no water on the shelves in the shopping centres. I was like, fuck. Luckily, I live near this tiny little corner store run by these Greek people, and they're the best. It's called Banff Street Store, and of course they have water. They always had toilet paper during COVID when it was real bad, when everybody was buying toilet paper as well. So shout out to them, Banff Street Convenience Store. So the water was gone, so we had to boil the water and buy some things. So and then also because of the wind, right, our power went out in Reservoir. So then COVID not allowed to go anywhere. Stage 4, power was out and didn't have any water. So basically, I was fucking. I was living I was literally living on before time. I was living pre-civilization. It was fucking cooked. And the thing is one of my friends had no power for 4 days. So
for 4 days.
But they do have solar power, but I don't think it lasts that long. But solar power is fucking sick. I know we were talking about solar power before this podcast, Lance, but like I think with solar power, I think it will become in vogue, like eventually, and then everyone will want, like it'll become, because things just have to become cool for everyone to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like fucking Almond Milk. I remember even 5-6 years ago. I remember because I never drank almond milk till like a few years ago, but it makes me feel way better. Like I don't feel like a big fucking fat piece of shit like I do off like normal milk. Not that if you drink normal milk you're fat or whatever. There's heaps of people that aren't fat that drink normal milk, but like, I read about the health benefits of almond milk, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. Lance, health benefits, like your life, right? Like making your life better. And I was like, that's pretty cool. But then as soon as all when I realized that some of my cool friends drank almond milk, I started drinking it. that's like marketing, but no brands are involved. You just fucking, they're cool and they do that, so I'm going to do that. Even though I had read the health benefits. Yeah, it's better for your fucking cholesterol and your fucking stomach. And I was like, oh yeah, that's all right. Wasn't enough for me though, until two of my friends who were in a pretty good band that are doing well, they were like, yeah, man, I went to get coffee with them, and one of them was like almond latte, and I was like, I'm drinking almond latte now. That's how marketing works, dude. You fucking, that's the nucleus of how that's the nucleus of how marketing works. Like, but then just on a bigger scale if you do it like through TV or whatever. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I haven't really thought of that.
Yeah. So if you ever see did you ever see me do anything, Lance, and think I'm going to do that now because James is doing it? Did you ever think that?
No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So there you go. So that's why I'm a good barometer for not doing stuff. But yeah. But anyway, so yeah, we had no power or water or COVID. But I had to have the COVID test. That was shit. I came in contact with someone who had it. Well, they got diagnosed. They had it a few days after I'd seen them. Like, even though I wore a mask and they wore a mask and whatever the fuck. But yeah, they hook it up in your nose. And because the lady was just like, this is what got me the most, is it's drive-through. Like, it's drive-through testing. So you drive up and then you turn your car off and they come up, and it's like Melbourne Pathology, who would be doing, I mean, like, those people, poor people, but they're doing such a good fucking job. So good on them for sure. Imagine having to stand there all day and test people for coronavirus and have people coming up and being like, being a fuckwit. But we went up there, and this lady was just like, really cool. And she came up and goes, all right, like, fill this out. And then goes, the test is really uncomfortable. I'm sorry about that. But look, it doesn't go very long, so you'll be good. I was like, oh, thanks for that. And she was like in a white coat with like a face shield and a mask and shit. And I was like, fuck. Anyway, went up there, and then they were like, we're gonna stick something in your throat, which I fucking hate that stuff. And I was like, no, and that was easy. It was the nose part that was hard, because they get it up there and they sort of like hook it in, and it makes you want to fucking. But it's over pretty quick. But like my friend, he has a job, like he has a job for the AFL, so he's involved with like games and stuff. He has to have it like every week, dude. Oh man, I couldn't fucking and like he's a pretty like he's a pretty like nothing really bothers him much. He's one of those kind of people like he just gets on with it. So he's a good dude. But he's had it like once a week for like the last like fucking 15 weeks or something or whatever. Imagine that. I would just be. Have you had it, Lance?
Nah, but I keep hearing this story from people and it sounds horrifying.
Oh yeah, I mean it's not as I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be. Like it's bad, like it hurts and like it makes your eyes water and stuff. But like people are posting online like people are fucking like they're like you have to go under and fucking like people it's like it's a major procedure. Like it's not. It's just you just get a thing up your nose and it's not great. It feels like it's poking your brain, which is rough as. But look, either way, I didn't have it. I tested negative. So, but these are the times we live in. But I got to do a drive-through, so that's good. And if I had to go into like a clinic, that's the thing. Other people are there with it, or maybe with it. You're like, then you're more chance of getting it, but you got to get tested. But anyway, it was like 89 cases today in Victoria, so that's down from 700 what it was a few weeks ago when the world was going to fucking end. So pretty good. Anyway, but what I was thinking about actually. I was thinking about how when you used to go to like house parties when you were like really young. No, not really young. When you were like 17 or 18 or whatever. 16, 17, 18, 19. And then there was the dude who was the guy who was either one or two things. Like he was like there was just that guy that would always come to house parties that you and your friends were at, and he was friends with one of your friends or whatever. But he was just older and didn't go to school. And he was older than everyone by heaps, that guy. And they'd always have their hoodie on but the sleeves rolled up. And they'd just be like, yeah, fucking oath, man. Oh, they'd just be like, yeah, oh, man, like I just work like full time. And it just blew your mind because you'd be like, what the fuck? I'm in school. Like,
I'm
imagine working
afraid
full time.
of being that guy now.
No, that's what I was going to say. Because like I just get so uncomfortable if I'm like a party and I feel like because I'm 32, but I just feel like if the average age is like 24 or whatever, you just think, oh man, is this for me? Am I that guy now? Is everyone looking at me and going, who's that guy over there who should be fucking have a family and not be here by now? Who's him? Who's that guy? But there was always that guy, and he was always the same character. It was like he was like bogan and then had like a backward flexi. Remember when flexi fit hats were like fucking hardcore and skate belts that dangled down? Remember how you'd have your skate? Oh man. Yeah, I used to just what I would do is just go on Internet Explorer back then. Remember? I used to go on Internet Explorer and I'd look up Travis Barker and what he looked like from Blink-182, and then that's what I'd just try and look like. That was just what I based my fashion off. But then really, I mean, he was he's worth millions of dollars and a successful musician and a cool guy, and I was just a little fucking virgin from Hobart. So I mean, who was I kidding? No one's gonna come up and go, man, fuck it. But yeah, that's what I based my fashion off. So I would have looked probably pretty rough also because he had tattoos and he lived in fucking California and I lived in Northern Glenorchy, so that's crap. But but I mean, yeah. So, but yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, that guy. And I swear, okay, this is the thing about those people. They would have hoodies on, rolled up, sleeves rolled up hoodies. Worst look of all time. And like that's what all Tassie bogans had, just like the rolled up hoodies and the backwards hats on. But I swear that guy, he'd be like 28 and he'd just have facial hair, man. And you'd be like, fuck. Because like like I was saying, like in some other episodes, like because you'd be like 16 and the biggest divider between dudes was like facial hair. Because I didn't start shaving until I was like 19, I think, or something. I think 19, 20. So I was like real late on that. But like I had friends who had like full beards by the time they were 17. And like they were having like, oh man, they were like, talking about like how like one girl they liked, but the other girl was like, she was cool as well. And they didn't know what to do. And I was just like, fuck, man, I don't even, I've never even seen a naked girl. Like, I don't even know. And they were talking about, they were having like relationship. They were having like, but it's, I don't know. But these guys, they were just like, they were there at the party and they'd have like facial hair and they'd be like, yeah, man, fucking stuff. But I swear that these guys, what they were all about was that that like Faces of Death DVD where they would just have like footage of people dying and stuff. They'd be like, have you seen Faces of Death, man? Oh man, that's what they were all about. And they were all about Bam Margera. Remember him? They loved him. Yeah. They were on a conveyor belt, those guys. I'm really fucking self-conscious about becoming that guy at that party. But Lance, I don't think even if you were at like a 20, because I don't know, I feel like it's not such a thing anymore. Like if you're like 30 at a party where everyone's like 20, as long as you're not like, walking around and being like, talking about like, I don't know, as long as you're not talking about like investing and stuff, I think people are pretty fine with it these days. You know what I mean? As long as you don't talk, what?
What if you're 35 in a band, but all the other bands on the bill are like obviously 19? Is that the same thing? Because it feels the same to me.
Well, are you talking from personal experience? Because that's you. Yeah, but you're not like an old. I mean, people talk about like, oh, okay. So people talk about like old 35 or because that. I mean, I remember people saying unofficially that's the last. You're not officially young anymore after you turn past 35.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like 35. But I don't know. You're like a young. Like you're not. Like you don't act like and this. I don't mean this in the wrong way. I don't mean you're immature. I just mean like you don't act like you're fucking. Because dude, 30. I swear to you, 35 is the biggest dividing age ever. Because you see some people at 35 and you're like, fuck, you're fucking old. But then you see some people at like 35 like you and you're like, oh yeah, that's just. And then you could say to me, oh yeah, man. Well, I'm like, what do you do? And you're like, oh, I just go to the beach with my dogs and I just, I play in a band. I'm like, okay. Like I wouldn't even think twice about it. But you could easily be like Lance. You can easily be 35 and be like, yeah, man. Like I've got 2 properties and I've been investing in like, what's it called? Like Cybercoin or something. What's the coin?
Oh, like fucking like what crypto or Doge or whatever.
What is going on? Like what is going? Why? Like I don't even. It's probably awesome. Like it's probably awesome, but I
think it's one of those things that was awesome if you lucked into it like 10 years ago.
Yeah. But I swear there's more. But because I don't pay any attention to it, like at all. Like I don't pay any attention to it whatsoever. But there's the only thing because Bitcoin was the one. Everyone was like, "Oh, Bitcoin, yeah, Bitcoin." And there's always that. There was like young. Oh man, I don't even know how to begin describing this. But in my office, for example, there's like, of course, the dudes that were talking about Bitcoin were the guys that were talking about Bitcoin. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Like you hear them go, yeah, Bitcoin. And I just be like, yeah, okay. I don't even know what that means. Like I don't have any real money. I still haven't mastered actual money yet. Yeah. I still haven't mastered Australian dollars. How am I going to start buying into a cyber currency? Like what happens? Like I had one time these guys hacked my work's server and they hacked the work server and the IT guy at the time was fucking good as, and he just literally went, nah, fuck them. And he just literally cut them off and then just like reloaded the server from the day before. That's like, cause it's got like a big business server. But he goes to me like on the Friday night, we were having like a drink and he goes, oh, dude, these guys hacked our server and they demanded $2,000 worth of Bitcoin. And I went, oh, fuck, man, are you serious? And he went, yeah, absolutely. And then I went, that's crazy. Like that's a big security breach. And that's fair. Like they could have got anyone's information. And then I just didn't know what Bitcoin was though. So I kind of just went, well, what do they want? Like, what is that? Like, because to me, it's just like when you buy money for Call of Duty and you buy a new, like, I don't know. I thought it was like a Fortnite skin. You buy Fortnite skins, or you know what I mean? Like,
I don't even know what that is. So,
dude, it's because video games are crazy these days. I absolutely love video games, as you know. But like, video games back in the day was like, you bought the cartridge, stuck it in, And then it worked. But then nowadays, dude, it's like you buy the game and then there's a 20 gigabyte update before you can play it because they had to release that to fix the game on day one. But then there's in-game stores on games. So like nowadays it's like, yeah, you can buy Call of Duty and then get in there. But then you can then use your credit card to buy like special helmets or like fucking like, you know, like special uniforms or like, you know, special fucking voices for your character. Like or like little necklaces. You can buy necklaces for like $4 Australian and stuff. And dude, like that's the thing. Games come out now and they're not just like, it's not the money you pay and then that's it. They make money off other shit like that. So yeah.
I think I liked when you bought Sonic the Hedgehog, you got the whole game and that was it. I feel like that's a better system.
Dude, the time of that's over. It's so, but yeah, man, it's good. It's good. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'd spend money on that stuff sometimes, but, you know, like when you look back on it, I look back on some of my purchases on PlayStation Store now, and it'll be like, I bought like, dude, okay, here's one I looked at. I remember doing it. I was playing Call of Duty the other day, and I looked like I've got another Call of Duty game I haven't played for ages, which I logged into. And like 2 years ago, I spent like literal money on like a clown afro for my guy, like, you know, like the multicolored afro hair that clowns wear. I spent like $8 Australian on that. What a waste of money! But at the time, I was like, yeah, I want everyone to know I've got this online. What the fuck? But yeah, Bitcoin, and then what I was saying about Bitcoin was. There's Bitcoin, but then there's like what is it? Like there's a crypto fucking coin or something, or there's another one.
They're not the same thing, or?
Nah, let me look it up. There is Bitcoin for sure, which, and I remember like Culture Kings, that shop in Melbourne that's always like Culture Kings, and they always have like, they have a DJ in the shop. I mean, fuck, come on, man. Like, but anyway, let me Google it. What type of Bitcoins are there? Actually, oh, here we go. Okay. Bitcoin, possibly the Kleenex. This is so lame, dude. I mean, not lame, but the most common types of cryptocurrency. Bitcoin. It's ranking them from 1 to 8. Number 1, Bitcoin. Possibly the Kleenex or Coca-Cola of all crypto, in that its name is the most recognizable and the most closely associated with cryptocurrency system. 2 is Bitcoin Cash. Okay, so number 1's Bitcoin, 2 is Bitcoin Cash. Is there a difference? I don't know. 3 is Litecoin. 4 is Ethereum. 5 is Ripple. Ethereum. Yeah. 5 is Ripple. 5 is, oh man. That's just a kind of, you know, those guys in offices, they always have like the latest massive headphones. They'd be like, have you had a Ripple? That's the kind of people that say that. Dude, it's so cool. 6 is Stellar. 7 is Neo, like Neo. 8 is Cardano. It sounds like a Spanish goalkeeper. Hey, Cardano. Dude, I don't know, man. But possibly the Kleenex or Coca-Cola. It's written, it's so stupid. It's like possibly the Kleenex in inverted commas or Coca-Cola in inverted commas of all crypto. But yeah, I don't know. All I would ever hear without doing any research and never Googling it ever is that it was always like you get people being like, nah, it's past. It's done now. It's all over. Yeah, it's crashed, man. It's just dropped, man, heaps. But then you get people being like, no, I've invested in it. And then you get these people now writing books about it, like how to be a good crypto investor and stuff. I don't know. I started reading The Barefoot Investor, and that's good enough for me. He just says stop buying coffee heaps. I mean, which is fair enough because, like, I mean, I've done that. Stop buying coffee from shops, and it fucking works, man. You spend so much money on coffee. I buy 2 a day. That's $100 and something, $30 a fortnight. You know, so nice though. Shop bought coffee's so nice, Lance. You know it. Like you and I used to live together, and we used to make coffees together and have them, and they were nice. Remember our little breakfasts we used to have? And we just go crazy about. We should just go because meals are all about the sauces, and you know that as well as I do. You know, if sauces didn't exist, man, there'd be none of these chefs would fucking be famous. You know, they cook like they'll be like, oh, my steak is the greatest in the world, and then like they'll be like like Salt Bay or whatever, like some amazing world-renowned chef. But dude, without the pepper sauce, bro, that's just nothing. I'm not eating that. Eggs, any of that shit. All of nature's foods, man, dude. Lance, tell me, it's all about the sauces. It's all about the sauces, man.
Specifically, chili.
Chili. Yeah, man, you and I are the biggest chili fans. But yeah, it's man. Sauce is dude. Sauce is amazing. Like I just, think about any meals what meals do you eat without any sauces or any like condiments on it?
Can you call it a meal if it didn't have sauce?
I don't know, man.
Questionable.
Sauces are. I just can't stop thinking about Bitcoin. Sorry, I was just going to say I thought about this before. My next door neighbor, he's this really good dude, and he plays music in the backyard while he's gardening. And then that Bruno Mars song. It's like, it's like you're amazing, just the way you are. What's that song? What's it called?
Is it not just the way you are or something?
Oh, it's like he's the most beautiful girl in the world. Smile lights up the room. And I remember one time I was in like a shopping center, and my ex-girlfriend, like that song came on, and she turned around and she's like, "Is that how you feel about me?" And I was like, "Oh yeah," and kept going. And she just stopped me. She's like, "No, is that what you feel about me? Do you feel that way about me?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, like because the lyrics were like, when you smile, the whole world stops and stands and stuff like that." And she's like, "Is that how you feel about me?" And was being serious about it. Like wouldn't let me go, wouldn't let me keep walking unless I answered. And I said, "Yeah, I guess so." And she's like, "Oh, great." And then we kept walking and kept on with our day. Wouldn't operate. Yeah, wouldn't operate the day until I fucking said yes. Anyway, look, I'm going to leave that there. I literally had so much other stuff to talk about, and I didn't talk about any of it. Today I just feel like I just spoke because I just had a Red Bull. I gave up coffee. Sorry. Yeah, I just drink decaf sometimes now. But it's been good. But I had a Red Bull today because I was pretty tired at the shopping center, and you got to do a haul. You got to spend heaps on shopping now, so you don't have to go down for ages again. So I spent like heaps of money, like $270. Is that a lot? Is that a lot for shopping? Is that a lot for groceries?
How much?
$270. $270.
Oof. I mean,
yeah, but Lance, keep in mind, I had to get Soda Stream, gas. That's heaps.
Oh, that's essential. Yeah.
Well, it's good, and you get so much. You don't fucking like soda. Why is soda water so like room splitting? Like, why is it so fucking like people either love soda water, like sparkly water, or they fucking hate it. They're like, oh yuck, no way, why would you drink that? Or they're just like, I drink it all the time. So Soda Stream for me is great because I have unlimited water. Unlimited. I have 40 liters of gas, so that's heaps. I can just keep pumping up my water.
Nice.
You don't like it. You don't like soda water, do you?
I like either like soft drink or water. I don't like it when it doesn't know what it is.
Mm. Yeah, because one time I bought you a can of like soda water, mineral water, and you didn't drink it. So I don't know.
Didn't I?
You were like, "Cool, thanks, man," and you just left it in the fridge. So I don't know.
That's pretty rude.
That's how I knew. But yeah, I don't know how to finish off that. What I was going to say about being that guy at parties. It's real old, but just yeah, I'm fucking shit scared of that. But then it would be it'd be worse if you were that guy at the party and everyone's like 20 and they're doing like they're like trying to fucking they're like trying everything's new to them, like they're smoking weed and they're like, this is wild. And if you start to talk about Bitcoin, that'd be the worst. don't that would just be like the same thing as talking about investing. But man, I don't know, Bitcoin, Ripple. See, they'd be talking about Ripple. That's what I feel like they'd be talking about, the young ones. They'd be like they'd be like, anyone got any pings? That's what young people say about. And then they'd be like talking about Well, I don't know. I went to a house party like not that long ago where everyone was pretty young and it was cool. I just feel like people don't care anymore. But then, I don't know. I suppose it depends on who you are. But that's it for me. And that's 30 minutes. Cool. Bit of a different one today. I don't know. I feel like I just discussed rather than I don't know. I feel like I just motored through a bunch of stuff because I think I had a Red Bull before, so got me up and about. But that's it for me. Enjoy it, and I'll see you soon. So thank you very much. Cheers.